Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the next episode of Content Overload. We are now on episode 4 of the podcast. Incredible. I am joined, as always, with my co-host, Will137, and as always, I am your host, RadRaven937, but y'all can call me Nick if you would like. Welcome back to the podcast. Hopefully all of you are doing well. Will, how you doing, man?
Oh, dude, I'm doing so good. All of you guys, obviously, you could tell I had a little bit of a makeover. I did chop all of my hair off.
Yeah,
and I'm loving it so far.
yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack, but
Dude, it looks great, man.
Alive.
Looks great.
Yeah, I like it so far.
Yeah, dude.
So far.
Yeah,
I'm
I think
enjoying it.
the one of the wildest things, because like I had long hair during like the COVID era, because I couldn't get a haircut, obviously. So I went about a year and like 6 months, like so a year and a half without a haircut. And when I cut my hair off to about your length, I just felt so like naked. I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? And every like gust of wind that came over my head, I was like, what the hell? I was like, that's what it feels like.
Feel the air in my room now. It's pretty interesting.
I can feel the air in my room.
Yeah, I feel it.
That's great.
Yeah, and it's nice. Like, I don't have hair on my neck. Pretty fucking interesting, dude. And I forgot what I was about to say. Oh yeah, I wanted to donate it. I wanted to donate my hair, but
was it not long enough?
Sadly, it was not long enough.
Damn.
No. So my luscious locks are not going to any little babies.
No, but they can warm up the rats that are in the trash areas. So you are helping society in one way or another.
Yeah, except we're not dirty over here. No. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
I mean, I did get a makeover too. Viewers, I shaved my beard and it's already coming back, so now you can see my lovely double chin. It's great. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I can't really do that. I don't have enough
I know
mobility in my neck to go back.
It's a skill issue. Only the best of the big boys in the world can truly master the art of double chin. It's incredible. But yeah. Well, again, hopefully all of you are doing well. The last episode of Content Overload, episode 3, we had a special guest, Ouija, on the podcast, and it was actually one of our most successful podcasts ever. At least since we started. So really thankful for each and every one of you for watching. It was actually really cool to see our viewership just kind of have a huge spike when we launched that episode. So thank you to Ouija for joining that podcast. It was great to hear from you and you know, have all your insights on the gaming world.
Yeah, I loved having in here, and it was awesome seeing that you guys actually listened to the podcast. Like, it was so cool. It's so cool that you guys listen to it whenever there's other people around.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just kidding.
And it's just not us just talking into a void of nothingness, whatever the internet is.
Hopefully we can have more people other times. We'll work on it. We'll get
100%.
XQC in here, guys.
Yeah, we're currently working on the madman himself, XQC. You guys won't be able to hear anything he says because he talks like a mini man doesn't have you know. So we're gonna get XQC, and we're gonna get all the big streamers in here. I'm actively working on with my agent right now.
Stay tuned. Just a few more years. Probably.
Yeah. No, just stay tuned for next week because we're gonna bring in Oprah.
Hey, some videos of her talking.
Yeah, she'll be up in this section right here, and she's just like, and she just leaves. Yeah, just a gif of Oprah. Yeah, you're right. Well, for episode 4 of Content Overload, we got a lot of great stuff to talk about. So why don't we get into the first topic of conversation, which is movies. I go to the movies every week. I see a ton of films, and I went to go see an amazing film this week. And Will, you actually went to go see a pretty decent movie last week, correct? Yeah. So, I mean, why don't we get into it already? So, Will, why don't we share what you went to go see?
So it wasn't quite a movie, you know. I'm an anime nerd. I'm a little
weeb.
I'm a little weeb. Yeah.
Who isn't a weeb?
So I went to watch Demon Slayer to the Hashira training
Mm-hmm.
camp. And it was interesting. So they actually didn't do a film with it. They kind of did what they did last time. Their
Yeah, for the
last
last
thing was
film.
a segue from it was a replay of their last episode of the previous season and then their first episode of the new season. So they did the same thing, but they played with it a little bit.
Oh,
They actually did something that was interesting at the very beginning of it. They played some nice, beautiful music and had some heartfelt scenes from all of the previous seasons running up to this
oh,
one. And they were pretty interesting. It was a nice little segue to start the whole thing. I
mm,
really liked it. It was pretty interesting, pretty cool. And then we watched the last season of the last episode of the last season, not the whole season. And then it immediately segued into the new episode. And oh man, let me just tell you, it sucks that it was only one episode,
because you just
but
wanted
I feel
more.
like
Yeah.
yeah, but I feel like they did. First of all, I feel like they did an amazing job of finishing the last season.
Oh yeah,
And
dude. Oh, that
yeah,
that last arc was incredible. The cliffhanger that they had on there. Like, I'm not gonna say what happened for those that have not seen Demon Slayer. So you don't have to worry. This is not going to be like a spoiler section of the podcast. You don't have to worry about that. But dude, oh my god, I'm so excited for the Hashira art coming up.
yeah, and it's pretty awesome. They did really good. As far as like, I'm not too happy. I would prefer that they do a film.
Hmm.
Like, it's cool to see that they're experimenting with stuff. A lot of people don't seem like they were pretty happy with they want them to do movies as well
Yeah,
rather than what they are doing because there was barely anybody that went to that movie
yeah.
at all. But it was pretty interesting. What they did with their first episode was really I liked it a lot because they put so much information into that episode about what the whole season's going to be about. So I'm super excited
Okay,
and ready for this next season
I
because
believe it's
they
like in the fall, if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
they put in a bunch of parts basically completely explaining and foreshadowing what this whole thing's gonna be about. So I'm really excited for this new season.
That's
It's
awesome,
gonna be
man.
pretty
I
awesome.
think
Yeah, I
I
have high
wanted
hopes.
to talk to you about the whole film experience with the with Demon Slayer because I went to go see the last one or the most recent season, and I there were a lot of people. The whole theater was basically just sold out, and I was expecting Mugen Arc, like that whole the Mugen Arc
The
movie, the
Mugen
Mugen
Train.
Train. I was expecting that's what I was
Oh,
expecting,
beautiful. Yeah.
but it wasn't, and I was like, what the fuck did I just pay for? Because literally just the last episode of Entertainment District, and then the first episode of the last arc, which I forget what the arc was called.
The
The
it's like
village
it's
arc.
the yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the
Swordsmith Village. Yes.
Swordsmith Village, yeah.
And it was the first
The
episode of
Super
that,
Blacksmith.
and I was like, hey, you know what? Like, I enjoyed the new stuff because it was something that I haven't seen before. But like the thing is, it's you pay what 14 $15 at least in the United States to go to the movies, and like
I paid 7 for it.
yeah,
I got
see,
a
at least where I
decent
go, at
amount
least in
off. Yeah.
California, you're paying a good chunk of money to go, and
Yeah.
I only got really like 25 minutes of new content. It was kind of annoying, and I was on the fence about going to go see the new arc or the new film because I wanted to see what the new arc was going to be about. But I ended up just going, you know what? I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to just, pay $14 for a ticket to go watch 28 minutes of new content. Um so I don't know. Do you think they should continue to do that, or do you think they should just make a whole movie?
Personally, I'm with everyone else, especially like so where I am, they did absolutely amazing with their first movie with the Mugen Train.
Yeah, it was
It
great.
was beautiful. It was astonishing. I loved it so much. And same with me and much of everyone else. I think everyone mainly assumed automatically that they were coming out with a new amazing movie
Yeah.
with the link between the entertainment district and the swordsmith village, or
Mhm.
whichever way it was, yeah. And then everybody was disappointed. We saw
Yeah.
last episode, new episode, nobody really left too happy. And I'm kind of with everyone else because nobody, like I said, there was no one that showed up. I think maybe 5 people, other than it was two groups of two and one single person that went
Yeah.
into the movie with me and two of my buddies. And nobody wants to just watch the last episode
Right. No
again
one
and
wants to
then watch the
see.
new episode,
Yeah.
especially with the high demand that they put on their first movie. With how amazing they made that, I think everybody, it's a no-brainer that anybody would expect or want them to do the movie. And I would totally rather them do movies too. I was just, I was able to get it 25% off on all the tickets, and
Hmm.
I had a couple buddies. I love watching stuff on the movie screen, so I was like, "Hey, let's go
Yeah.
watch this." And it sucked. Whenever I found out it wasn't a movie, but I was like, "Oh well, it's new content."
Might as well. Yeah. Fair enough. I mean, I think the moral of the story is that, you know, I always preach this on my stream and with other people that I know. If you don't like something and you want to protest it, don't go on Twitter and start ranting about it. Speak with your money. Don't fucking go. Just don't go. Um, and I hope that they make more movies. I mean, it obviously takes a lot more effort to make just a whole new movie, to animate a whole thing. Because I think they really benefited with COVID, because there a lot of things were shut down, so they had more time to actually like flesh out a whole movie.
Yeah,
So
their grass
I'll give
looks
them
really good in their animations. Just
the
saying.
grass. Oh, the grass, dude. You know the one tell all for me in any anime is if the food looks great, then it's lit. Because I have
Yeah.
watched anime before, and like I'll look at their food, I'm like, it's all right. And then I'll watch like any Studio Ghibli film, and I see their food, and I immediately start getting the tummy grumblies. Like I'm starving, dude. Like it looks so good. Oh my god, the food in anime is peak, bro. It is peak. But yeah, no, that's great. I'm excited for the next arc to come out this year. I really want to know what's next. I really do. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, what about you? I heard
me,
you got to go see a very
I
interesting
did.
film while we were away between episodes.
I did. I actually went last
And
night. I did see two movies. I saw well, not last night, but in the time frame of our last episode, I went to go see Madam Web,
mm,
which I know a lot of people uh you know, they think of it like Morbius. I get it. But I'm being honest with you, this is probably going to be the unpopular opinion. I love Madam Web. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a easy to please kind of individual, but Madam Web wasn't amazing, but it wasn't terrible either. It was just a really good medium ranged movie. I mean, yeah, there were a few cringe things in it, but I mean, it was not that bad. I think just a lot of people just want to meme on shit.
yeah.
But like when you're memeing on shit that actually like affects people's careers, then like it's kind of cringe that you do that. So I don't know. Madam Web, I thought it was pretty good. I just don't, maybe wait until it comes out on like on demand and it's cheaper. But I thought it was pretty good. But I did go to movies last night, and oh my god, dude, Dune Part 2 was incredible. It was incredible. It was so good that it actually has now officially hit my top 3 in favorite
That's
movies of
awesome.
all
Yeah.
time. I really loved Dune Part 1 when it came out in 2020. Or no, it did come out in 2020. I loved it so much, and I was so mad when it was over because I just wanted more. I did not want the movie to end. And I was like, fuck me. I guess I'm going to have to wait until Dune Part 2. And then now Dune Part 2 came out. And by the end of the movie, I said, fuck me. I guess I'm going to have to wait for Part 3 now. And I was so aggravated because I went online. I was like, how many of these goddamn motherfucking books are there? And I looked, and there's 6 of them. There's 6 books. And I was like, well, I guess I'm going to be 40 years old by the time they finish this entire goddamn fucking movie. So you know what? I was just in love with the whole thing. I thought Part 2 was way better than the Part 1. The cinematography was fantastic. The screenplay was fantastic. Costume design was great. Makeup was even phenomenal. I don't know. I really did not find any critiques about it at all. Like, I'm actually going to be going to see it again, and I hope in LA where Universal Studios is, there's like a whole like section, they call it City Walk. They actually have a movie theater, it's AMC theater. And
Really?
yeah, it's an AMC theater, and it is I believe it's one of 2 cinemas in LA that has a IMAX 70 millimeter projector. Which, if those of you don't know cinema, 70 millimeter is literally the perfect viewing experience to watch a film. It is exactly how the human eye would look at something. It's insane, and I've only you really only experience those when you go to like science centers, like those big museums. That's when you really see like a 70 millimeter experience, and it's usually a documentary. But I really want to go see that movie again because it was just that good. Um, so I liked Dune so much that I actually last night I bought the book. Which I'm not an avid reader. The current book I'm reading right now is Ready Player One, and I love it. I really love the book so far. I'm actually going to take a break from it though because I love Dune more. So I'm I wanna read Dune now. So I don't know. Like, if you really want to go watch a really good movie, a really good cinematic experience, definitely go see Dune Part 2 in theater. I mean, I watched Dune Part 1 in theater, and I also watched it again recently at home. Definitely different experience at home, but there is something about the cinema, like being in your seat in total isolation. I was when I was in college, I had a film professor, and he described it as such as you walk into the theater, you turn off your phone, hopefully. You turn off your phone and you just kind of sit there and you get transported into a whole new world. And you live in that world for the next 2 to 3 hours. And by the time it's over and you leave the theater, he said when you leave the minute you cross the threshold from the cinema to the foyer, it is literally just like you're getting sucked out of that world that you were just in. And it's true. Like, I could not agree with him more. It felt like I was in the theater. I felt like I was on Arrakis. And the minute I left, I was back on Earth. And I was like, dude, oh my God, that was
And
incredible.
it's even better in IMAX.
Yeah, it's I bet you money it's going to be even better in IMAX. I'm going to literally feel the sand hit my face. And I'm going to get eaten by worms.
I don't remember what I last watched in IMAX, but it had tumbling cars and trucks, and I literally flinched at one point because
Tumbling cars and trucks.
I thought I was gonna get hit by a truck.
Fast and
But
Furious. Vin Diesel. Did you hear family at all in that movie?
I might have.
It could have been Fast and Furious.
It probably was Fast and Furious.
You know, you might be intrigued to I don't know if you heard about it, but you might like I think it's called 4X experience. Yeah, have you ever heard of those?
What's that? No.
So there's 3D, Obviously, everyone knows what 3D is, but there's a 4-dimensional experience, what they call 4X. Your seats move.
Oh, really?
So you sit down, and they're like your seats move. If I'm not mistaken, there's like little like sprinkler systems that's in front of you. So like if there's like water that splashes, it like squirts water at you. And like at the front of the theater, there's like lights and smoke machine and everything. It's supposed to give you the full like I am in the moment experience. So I can only imagine if you went to go see Gravity.
Hopefully Meteor doesn't
crash
down.
I just imagine going to see Gravity in the 4X experience. When you're out there and with lack of oxygen, you just die. You get the true experience. They just cut off your oxygen. Everyone's just, and then it comes back, and you're fine.
I'm really interested about the book. I'm really interested to see if the movie film follows the book closely, or how different that book might end up being. Maybe it'll ruin the films for you because of how amazing the book is, or maybe the films really
I don't know
up the book.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to. Yeah. I'll definitely keep you guys updated on my Dune experience.
Definitely should.
My expectation is obviously it's gonna be different because Ready Player One is completely different from the film. Both good though. They're both great. I have no complaints. But I'm mainly going into it because I want to get I want to learn more about it. Because there's obviously in films can't really translate well with the book to the movie because there's like very finite details that they have to cut out for time. And I get that, but I want to be able to know what those details are. And so, yeah, I that's kind of the main reason why I'm going into it. So we'll see. But Dune Part 2, everyone, if you're, like I said, if you're really wanting to experience a movie that is amazing all around, definitely go check it out. If you haven't seen Part 1, definitely go see Part 1 first before seeing Part 2, because then it just kind of won't make sense. The movie's already confusing to begin with. You really have to sit there and pay attention. But I don't know. My mom went to go see it last night with me, and she stared at the screen almost the entire time. So that says something. If she can sit there and actually understand everything. So I don't know. It's just great. I was in awe of it, and it's perfect. It's amazing. And if any of you hate it, I'll see you on the streets. I'll fight you.
Whoa.
I will defend it with honor.
Dang.
After obviously we watch the Hashira arc, because then we'll be Hashiras, and then the fight will be accurate.
A lot of training.
A lot of training.
Yeah, a lot of
it. We'll see if one of us has a Nezuko on our side. That would be an unfair advantage, but an advantage that I will gladly accept. Just
saying, if it's got to do with similarities to Tanjiro, I've headbutt a few things.
Just oh man. Well, awesome. I think the moral of the story is everyone needs to go to the movies more often because there's a lot of great stuff. So yeah, Will, thank you for sharing your opinions on the Demon Slayer film. I greatly appreciate that because maybe it's something I need to look into.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start taking myself on dates.
Do it, dude.
Just solo dates. Go to the movies.
Go to the movies. I do that all the time. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong going to the movies by yourself. It's actually even better because then you don't have to worry about if other people liked it. So it's always a good thing. So go to the movies. Go to the movies. Go watch stuff and support the cinema because we got to keep that open. Those can never die. So go see movies. But there's one thing that I was thinking about when I was seeing Dune yesterday. Because it was very similar. Because there were a lot of bugs in the desert.
Oh.
There were a lot of bugs, and I literally was just like, man, Paul over here is wanting to spread democracy. Just like we've been doing in Helldivers 2. So Helldivers 2, we got to talk about Helldivers. Because that game, it is taking over the world. Just like Palworld did. except there's one difference that Power World does not have, and it's obviously democracy. We spread that shit in Helldivers.
Democracy,
So
liberty, and freedom. Yeah.
How many hours have you been playing Helldivers? What's your current playtime? I'll look mine up as we speak because I have 13.1. I have 13.1 hours.
I have 48.
Yeah, you do. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know how. I haven't been playing on the weekdays. I have not been on my computer at all for the past 2 weeks on the weekdays, only on the weekends. Guess I've been wasting my weekends. No, I'm not wasting them. I'm spreading democracy.
Yeah, spreading
Liberty.
democracy. Yeah, dude.
I could never waste my weekends spreading more and more.
That game,
I'm
man.
so sad
it
we
is.
lost level on creep.
Oh, I know. I saw it. And I don't know, man. I think of all people, like I am not like viewers at home. You need to understand this. I am not a multiplayer kind of guy. I normally don't play them. I used to play them when I was younger in high school, but now I'm just like I don't have time to interact with people. I'll just chill, play some solo story games and call it a day. But I saw Helldivers and I was like, yo, dude, that game actually looks sick. And I played it with Will and dude, I was hooked. And I still am hooked. The game is awesome. It is so good.
Really cool.
And the fact that the team is a very small development team. And I think the one selling point for me that got me into Helldivers was how they handled their issues at launch, because their main issues was there's way too many people that wanted to play and very little space. And I saw on Twitter, I saw the lead developer of the game said, "We know that we have issues with the game right now and you guys aren't able to play. So the best thing," he was like, "All I can say is thank you that you want to play. I greatly appreciate it. But the best thing that you can do right now is to either one, save your money and wait for us to add more servers so we can get you in, or two, go spend your money on other great games.
Like Power World.
Yeah, go play Power World.
Or Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah. Only the big ones. Only the big ones. But I was like, dude.
I mean, there's other decent games out there.
But I was like, man, that is incredible for a lead developer from a studio that's trying to grow to say like, hey, go spend your money elsewhere or just wait. I was like, dude, that's great. We need more teams like that.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. More. I think I just think more studios need to actually start having that kind of behavior, because I mean, I've seen recently, I mean, we talked about it the last couple episodes, but there's more layoffs happening, man. It's happening left and right. I think the big motif, the big motif of, I think, the first season of Content Overload is going to be layoffs. I mean, PlayStation Studio, they just closed their London office. So everyone that was in that office got laid off. Oh yeah. Sony's like, we're done. Wow. See ya. And then part of because I read it was 900 employees total that got laid off. Everyone in the PlayStation London office, all gone because the studio's gone. And then they nixed employees from Insomniac Games, and Naughty Dog, because those are technically part of PlayStation. So Insomniac is the team that made Spider-Man, and then Naughty Dog is the team that made The Last of Us and Uncharted. So it's insane.
Great story games.
Yeah, really great games by really reputable studios, and it's a shame that that's happening. But I guess it's safe to say that, like, that is happening. That shame on you, PlayStation. Like, you kind of fucked yourself in the end, because the people that did get laid off, they left to join teams like the team that made Helldivers. And Helldivers is now, from what I've seen online, it's being referenced as the new game to be put on the pedestal to reference for other games moving forward. Like, if you are going to be making a live service game, look at Helldivers 2 and how successful it is. Because I really, They're not forcing a battle pass. Battle pass is free, even the premium battle pass, and you can earn gold medals by just playing, which is great. And you can get super credits through the gold medals that you achieve.
Yeah, or you just find them around in the desolate lands of the Terminids or the
Automaton,
rainforests of the automatons.
which I have not seen yet. I need to level up more. I need to level up.
Level 1. It's pretty interesting.
It was a eye-opening experience. That's why Will had to cut his hair. He has he has seen the automatons that he now needed to cut his hair. He's now
For
prepared.
democracy.
Yeah.
I'm now more aerodynamic.
Whenever I kill any automatons and their oil spills all over me, I won't get dragged down with oil in my luscious locks.
Yeah. Now I can run fast.
I run fast.
And I can feel the wind in my helmet.
I get the zoomies when I'm fighting the automatons.
You have to have the zoomies if you're gonna try to avoid all the bullets, man.
It's insane. I actually wanted to talk about Helldivers 2 as well, because I saw a report that there's now another report, since I have my notes here. There's another report which we'll talk about in a little bit, but I saw that on the Helldivers 2 official Discord, there is rumors that there's going to be like the first major patch for the game. They're going to be releasing mech suits.
Yeah.
That you can drop in.
I've not read about that, but it would be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I think
turn into Titanfall, and I'm gonna love it.
Oh yeah, and I think it would be great, because then we can actually be able to take back a lot of those planets that are controlled by the automatons, because those are going to be great for that. Yeah, but I did think about it. I did think about having those mech suits. It's great that they're going to add that, because there's rumors that they might even add some tanks as well. But my question is, what the fuck are they going to be bringing? Because there's more things in Helldivers. If you ever played Helldivers, the Terminids and the automatons are not the only thing that you can fight. So what are they going to be bringing? Like, why do we need mech suits? Why do we need that?
Be even bringing bigger Terminids and maybe even crazier automatons, but
I don't know.
We'll see.
It's great
in time.
It's great. I think the one thing that I will say about Helldivers that I've noticed is that there's no linear story to the game. It's all very just straightforward. Like, we spread democracy, we go destroy bugs or robots. Super straightforward. However, the community has just blown up this game so much that people are now making their own narratives, and they're making stories with the game. Like the one thing that I did see was it Gates or Gantz? That was his name, Gantz. Did you hear about Gantz? No,
I believe so.
So Gantz, for the viewers at home that don't know who Gantz is, there was a TikTok that floated around through the TikTok verse, and apparently there is a team killer amongst the Helldivers, and this Gantz became super popular, and there was like people started posting that they're like, we got a bounty on this guy, we got to find Gantz. And I'm like, oh my god, these guys have literally, like, the community have developed a story that's not even real. It's all fan fiction, but everyone's mutually agrees with it. No one likes Gantz.
Yeah, he's a bot and Terminid sympathizer or something, man.
Yeah,
crazy. Thoughts kill.
Yeah, I want, like, it got me like hooked on the idea of, man, like, holy shit, what if they made Helldiver movies?
It'd be pretty cool.
And the thing is, like, the only thing that they can fuck up is like the whatever enemy they're fighting and the equipment that is used. That's the only thing they can really fuck up. Because the thing is, there's no story. there's no story, so they can literally just make their own. They can make their own thing, and like you can bring in Gantz, like you can literally drop like a Gantz bomb in there and be like at the end like oh man, what happened to you guys? You guys look fucked. Or like I thought about this one the other day. You come back to your ship after a hard fought battle against the Terminids, and there's a guy on your ship that just looks fucked up, like just dirt all over him, blood, everything. Just this dude went through hell and back, right? And they're like, "Hey man, what's your name?" And he goes, "Private Gantz." And like literally, that's it. That's it. They're just he's not even the main character. He says his name, and everyone that has played Helldivers and knows, they know who the fuck that guy is. So you see all the shit all over him. You're like, "What did you do?" Yeah. I want to know what you did.
That's not from bugs and bots.
Yeah, I know. It's from our brothers that spread democracy. Dude, I don't know. It's so good, man. I love it. And then did you hear about Joel, apparently?
No.
So apparently there is a job position at the studio where the title is Game Master. And there's a guy that has that position, and his name is Joel. And Joel's job is to basically control the board. So all those people that were working against, fighting against the automatons, yeah, Joel's the one that you should be really mad at. Joel's the reason why we couldn't secure it. So he's the little puppet master that's playing through the whole thing. So I'm like, oh my god, now we got Gantz that no one likes. We got Joel no one likes. Everyone's like putting bounties on people's heads. I was like, what is going on? This game is great. I love this. Oh, dude, I love it. The lore is just getting deeper. Well, it's getting deeper, and I want to just sink my teeth into it. I love it. Helldivers is so good. It's so good.
It's a very fun game. Very satisfying to play.
Yeah, and I strongly recommend if you have it's on PS5. I believe that's the only console it's on.
It's on PlayStation.
Yeah, and PC. So if you do have it, get it. It's actually it's $40. But it's the best $40 you'd probably spend on a game recently. It's worth the money.
I bought the Super Citizen edition.
So. I did too. Oh, did you do that recently?
No. I bought it when I got the game.
Wait, are you a Super Citizen though? I don't see your tag in there, Super Citizen.
I wanted to earn the tag. So I've been
yeah, dude.
I've been working my way up. Yeah.
I respect that shit.
Super Citizen tag, so I've been working my way up. I'm at like 23, 24.
I respect that shit. And the lore that I built around my tag of Super Citizen is that we're spreading democracy, right? So I'm obviously already the top 1%. That's why I'm already a Super Citizen, even though I'm a level 1. My parents paid their dues. And so I was
their taxes?
Yes. They pay very little because we're the top 1%,
for
right?
Our freedom.
Yeah. We donate all of our money to the fight. That's why I'm already a Super Citizen, because all the equipment that we have, you're welcome. Obviously. Super Citizen.
Yeah.
Built-in lore, guys. I'm telling you, there is no lore. There is a little bit. It's only just like, oh man, well, there's this Helldiver with no head. What happened to you? And then there's like a little cell that you can read. That's about it. Everything else is just spread democracy. That's it. It's great. I love it. And I love that how relationships can die in Helldivers as well. I was playing Helldivers with a buddy of mine the other day, and dude team killed me 3 times. And it got to the point where I was starting to get really annoyed with it. And we finally extract, successful mission. We get back, and you know how you can see your stats after every drop? It said how many points of damage for team killing. And he had the most. And he goes, 400? He's like, how the hell do I have 400 points of team kill damage? And I go, what the fuck do you mean 400 points? You killed me 3 fucking times. I was
It's alright.
so
Didn't I
mad.
accidentally do like 12,600 to you?
Did
Yeah,
you?
yeah, I think so. I think it was with my arc thrower and stuff. I know I killed you once with an arc
I
thrower,
know you did kill me once.
and I dropped a nuke on somebody, I think.
That wasn't me. That was not me. But I did get back at my friend though. I told like there was this. It was huge. Like we were in this huge fight, and he was running away from like 3 chargers and 2 of those big like boomer bugs, those green boomer bugs, and he was just I just see his tiny little body running in the distance, running towards me, and I go, come on, we got this, we got this. And right in front of me was a dead charger with an unexploded nuke.
Oh, yeah, with a hell bomb on it.
Yeah, and he didn't know that, and I was all, come on, buddy, come on, buddy. And I saw him, and I turned into Gantz, and I went, bonk, boom. And my friend went flying, dude. The charges were dead. Everything was gone. I felt satisfied. It was great. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I felt like Gantz in the moment, and I was like, you know what? I understand now. I understand the passion for it, Gantz. Maybe I am a sympathizer now.
Oh my god.
Do you imagine?
It's to detain him.
Detain him. He's not spreading democracy. Take him down. But yeah, Helldivers, guys, you need to play that game. You need to play it. I mean, hey, I'm open to it. So if any of you are wanting to get Helldivers, but you're antisocial like me, and you don't really want to meet new people, chat with new people, that's totally fine. I get it because I'm the same way. If you want to though, just leave in the comments right now if you want to play. I am more than willing and more than down to drop into Helldivers with another soldier for democracy.
Watch 2 years later, somebody's gonna be watching this and be like, "You still want to play?"
And you know what I'll say? I'm in Helldivers 3.
Yeah.
I am in Helldivers 3.
We're jumping even further.
We're just skeletons at this point. Recording a podcast. It's just us.
Not in Super Earth anymore. We're in Super Hell.
Super Hell.
Yeah.
Nice. Dropping to fight all the demons and Satan.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great. That'd be a great game. DLC. Yeah. We literally hell dive into hell.
Yeah, it'd be like GTFO.
Oh yeah, I remember you were talking about that game that one time. Oh man, I need to play that game still. I really need to play it. But
it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. But that's Helldivers 2. Highly recommend it. I think everyone should play it. It's just it's a great time. It's a really great time. And I even see a lot of people on Twitch streaming it. A ton of people on Twitch stream it. Obviously when they're not complaining about every little thing in the world, because right now apparently the huge topic of conversation is highlighting around a content creator named Hasan Piker. And Asmongold is feeling the flames. XQC is feeling the flames. And I really wanted to talk about this because it has been something that has been, it got under my skin. I will say it did get under my skin, but I think for the reason that a lot of the people that are talking don't really understand what they're talking about. And I wanted to talk about it here on the podcast. Before, we wrap up the show for this episode. But for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, there has been huge Twitch drama amongst multiple streamers on Twitch and on YouTube. And I've already mentioned a few: Asmongold, XQC, Hassan Abi, aka Hasan Piker, and a content creator on YouTube named Ludwig. Used to stream on Twitch, but now he's over on YouTube. There's just been a lot of fucking drama that's been going on from something that Hasan Piker said at the top of his stream. I believe it was like last week. And don't worry, I got you covered. I have a whole note sheet here ready to explain everything to fill you up on all the juicy drama. That's what we do here on Content Overload. We talk about drama because who doesn't like drama?
Talk about content.
Talk about content overload. Seriously. Anywho, so you're probably wondering what the source of all this drama is. So, like I mentioned on a stream about a week ago from Hasan Piker, aka Hasanabi, over on Twitch, stated, this is a quote. I watched the entire clip because one of the things that I saw was that he got mad that people took him out of context. So, the perfect journalist that I am, I watched the entire 2 hour, or no, not 2 hour. It was about 23-minute clip. Someone edited the whole thing. It was well, not unedited, but they clipped that whole section of what he was talking about. I watched the whole thing to understand for full context. So Hasan, if you're watching this and you complain that I didn't understand the full clip, fuck you. I watched it and I even liked it. Okay, I liked the video to support your content. Anyway, so he stated, quote, "A real job is gruesome. Yes. However, a real job does not suck the soul," in reference to social battery, out of view compared to 9 hours of streaming. So essentially, he was talking about how he went to a party one night, and this was after streaming for 9 hours. So after his 9-hour stream, he went to a party, and he was mad, he was cranky, he just did not want to be there. And he referenced it when, because at the top of every stream that he does, he likes to share like what's going on in his own personal life. And he shared that 9 hours of streaming is it sucks the soul out of you. It's very draining on your social battery. And his comparison was, hey, working a 9 to 5 is not as soul sucking or whatever the fuck. Like it doesn't drain your social battery as much as streaming. So essentially, and he says different. He says that that's not what he means, but from what I watched and from my perspective, it kind of does mean that he's saying that streaming is more difficult than a 9 to 5. And obviously he's getting blasted for it from other content creators. That's where Asmon Gold comes in. That's where XQC and Lugwood come in. They all talked about that whole drama because that's the only thing that they can stream nowadays. Apparently, they don't play video games anymore like they used to. They just want to talk about drama because the drama gets the views. And it's just been a whole shitstorm of people that just want to share their opinion on it. And from my perspective, a lot of big content creators are talking about it that stream full time for a living, which, okay, they understand because they stream full time and that's where they get their main source of income. And then the other side of the spectrum, they're people that don't stream and they work a 9 to 5. So they understand the other side, but there's no in between. There really is no in between. So I wanted to kind of open it up to myself and to you, Will, to kind of gain our perspective, because I have a job. Like streaming is not my job. Like I don't just do that.
Yeah,
I have a normal fucking job, and you do as well. So that's why I feel that, hey, we actually could share our insights and hopefully kind of obviously solve everything. Because that's just how great we are. We solve all problems.
Yeah, we solve everything.
Yeah. So
we're gonna cure this.
Yeah, we're gonna cure this disease that of Hasan Piker's words. So I don't know, Will. I mean, what do you think? What do you think from your perspective?
Well,
I'll share my thoughts after you.
All right, there's a lot to consider. Physically, so it's also a little different depending on what you do. Like it depends on what job you have and what schedule you have. Because I will tell you the main reason I don't stream anymore is because obviously streaming and having a job at the same time are already really hard. But I work night shift. So I, go into work in the afternoon. I leave work at 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning. And so without sleeping, if I don't sleep as soon as I get home, I don't even have any daytime before I go to work. And and it sucks to just go straight to sleep as soon as I get off of work. But if I stay up all night, the only thing I have time to do is play games, maybe stream. But then I'm just stuck in the dead of night all night, can't do anything, and then I sleep immediately after only playing games because I can't do anything productive. And then I go to work after I wake up immediately. And
Mhm.
that was a lot for me. Um, I definitely will say that streaming and working are similar and different in their own ways, on how they affect a person. But I feel like the ways they affect you can be solved the same ways, because for me, working is rough. It was very, very tiring in it's more physical sense on me, doing an actual job. But obviously, I can't socialize with anybody very much at 2 in the morning.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter where my social battery stands. But I didn't have a schedule whenever I did that. I worked night shift. I stayed up as late as I possibly would feel comfortable doing, and then I'd go to sleep, wake up, go to work. Recently, I've made a schedule for myself. I go to sleep, wake up 10 or 11 in the morning, do what I can productive, and then I go to work. And doing that, I get a more positive, more sustainable outlook on everything. And having that schedule makes me feel more energetic, knowing what time I'm going to be waking up and stuff. So my body's used to it.
Mhm.
And I feel like streaming, in the same sense, if you have a schedule, it makes things a lot better. And streaming definitely goes at people's their mental
Oh yeah.
health and stuff like that. It's a lot to stream, especially because you're you even if you're considering, you're saying it's a job, your job is that you're sitting there handing out content to other people. Like, it's not just about yourself, what you're doing by yourself. A lot of times you're trying to fit it towards what other people would enjoy, and that's a lot on a person. But a lot of the big streamers that we see, yes, they do have mental times where they're down mentally, they're struggling, they need a little time. The same way for people with 9 to 5 jobs. We work, we have our schedule, we can have a great schedule, do everything, and we still have our times where we're going to be down or going to need some time. But streaming streamers have their own thing. They can set their own schedule and they can do whatever they want whenever they want. But as long as they have a schedule for their sleep, most streamers that I know of that are especially big streamers, they're full-time streamers, they have a routine. They
Mhm.
they work out, they go out, they socialize, they make sure that they fit these things into their day or at least into their week that are good for them and healthy for them to do, because they don't just focus on only their life is not their job. They don't just stream. They make sure they take care of their body and their health. And for a long time, they can last and do that happily. And of course, they're going to have times where they need a little mental break, but they're fine, usually, in
Mhm.
my opinion. And I would, I'm fine doing that too. Just as I am working, I'm fine having my own schedule. Now that I have a schedule set up, it makes things a lot more manageable, a lot easier. So I feel like really they're not streaming might do a lot more on your social battery, but at the same time, if you have a routine on what you do when you do it, like if you're ending your stream late, immediately going to a party, you're gonna be tired.
Yeah,
You
like
just
that's on you.
you just did something for 9 hours. But if you stream, eat, and sleep, and then go out to a party, you're gonna obviously your social battery is not even existent. Like you're not doing anything to fuel it. And if you're working out, going out on walks, streaming, eating, taking care of yourself, eating something healthy, then by the time you go to a party, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be a problem. So I think no matter what thing you're doing, it's always gonna have to do with how how you're treating yourself, how healthy you are, and if you have an actual schedule. Because no matter the time of day, if you have a set time that you're gonna be waking up, it definitely makes things a lot easier. And doing stuff like that, taking care of yourself is really, it's not the job that you're doing, it's what you're doing with your body and what your life is outside of the job that determines how healthy and happy you are. And I don't know his habits outside of work, but or outside of streaming, but
Mm-hmm.
Hasan might not be taking care of himself as well as he could be, and might make him a little grouchier
Valid.
and sleepy, tired, you know. Everybody
That's why
deals
he's
with
so
it.
cranky. He's not taking his naps.
Yeah, he needs his nappies
His
and his
nappies.
food. You're
Yeah.
not you when you're hungry, you know?
He just needs a Snickers.
Yeah, he just needs a Snickers. No regrets.
No regrets. Just eat a Snickers.
Yeah. That's my thoughts on it. Sorry, I
No,
rambled a
no, no,
little
no, no,
bit.
no, no. It was actually, it was really good. Actually, looking at it from that perspective, like I didn't think about, oh yeah, just like a lot of that could be fixed if you actually just had a schedule instead of just like click the live button and call it a day and just talk about whatever it is you talk about. Like, cause it's Hasan, he's a just chatting streamer. So, I mean, it's valid. I agree with you on a lot of the points. I just think the one big thing that I took away from it is that I think as content creators we really need to be careful with what we say and how we say it, because things can be taken out of context really quickly. Like as I mentioned with Hasan saying his stuff was taken out of context, but I think a lot of this whole drama would have been averted if he literally just left it at, man, streaming really takes my social like it sucks the soul out of me by, draining my social battery.
Yeah, instead of
Valid.
comparing it to all the people that
Exactly.
pays bills.
Exactly. Because here's the thing. Okay. I understand that, streaming can be tough. I am, one of those people that will say, admittedly, I've talked with many people about how streaming is just mentally draining. You want to get to that upper echelon of people that stream, like Hasan Piker, XQC. You want to be those guys. You want to be able to say to the man, hey, fuck you. I quit. I want to go stream full time and make a ton of money. I would love to do that. I would love to be able to sit here, play video games, and chat with amazing people all day. I would love to do that. But sadly, that is not the reality for people like myself or like Will. We're small streamers. We don't have the viewership that we would want. And so the fact that, the comparison of, hey, I'm going to compare my streaming job where I sit here and either play video games all day, or I sit here and I talk about, in Hasan's world, it's politics. I sit here and talk about politics all day. If you compare to some of the other jobs that people do, I think a lot of like, if you are like say a construction worker, I'm pretty sure a construction worker would love to sit there and play video games all day for a living. And I wanted to even mention this. I did find a report from 2021. Apparently there was a leak that happened in 2021 about Twitch, and it actually revealed the, like, I think it was like 50 to 100 of their top streamers, their earnings from Twitch. And Hasan was one of those people that got his revenue leaked. And so this, again, from the viewers at home, this report was from 2021. And in the report, Hasan Piker earned $210,946 a month from Twitch revenue. Combined with ads, combined with subs, gifted subs, and donations. $210,000 a month, almost $211,000 a month. I think a lot of, working class people would quit their jobs in a heartbeat if they were going to be making that kind of money a month.
Yeah, we don't even make close to that in a year.
Yeah, exactly. And, especially buying, a $3 million home a couple years ago with Hasan. So I think the moral of the story is that, at least from my point of view, I think just people need to be more careful with how they word things. Because a lot of things can be taken out of context, and taken seriously, because a lot of people have taken this seriously. When I think it really just was a slip of the tongue. Just it didn't really register to him what he was actually saying, and it was a very poor comparison. But, I think if you are feeling drained and you need to kind of unwind, and you have that kind of revenue that you can, if you're a Twitch streamer and you have that kind of revenue that you're making, you can do one thing: just stop. Just don't go live and go to bed, and then come back tomorrow. Rest, and like you said, have a schedule.
You don't get docked for that. You don't get pointed for that. You get your own time. You can be like, hey guys, I'm really sorry. Need my mental day today.
Yep.
It's a lot easier for you guys to do that as a streamer.
Yeah. And I that's the thing that I think a lot of people really aren't understanding. And because like I said, there's two sides of the story here. There's the top streamers that are talking about this, and they're saying, streaming is hard, and it is. Don't get me wrong, it is. I can agree that streaming it's mentally taxing, at least for me. But I also understand people that work normal jobs, that it's equally as insane. Like for me, I work a desk job. And, I'm sitting there all day. And my back hurts. I'm tired, and I want to go home. And then I stream every day. I stream 5 days a week, or I try to. And I'm now sitting here at my chair for an additional 3 to 4 hours. So I'm sitting at the chair all day. And right now my back hurts. Like literally, like my back has been killing me like for the past year and a half from streaming. So it's like, if you really want to, do something about, your career on Twitch or being a streamer, you got to make sacrifices, and it's tough. Like it is tough. Like, don't mean streaming is tough, but if you're having to double up on everything, it can be draining doing both. But like Hasan's not doing both. He's not. And so I will add on to use what you said. If that is a problem where streaming for 9 hours is taxing on you mentally, and your social battery is drained to the point where you can't go out. One, don't go out. Stay home. Sleep, eat, work out. Just stay home. Or two, make a schedule. Go to bed at a certain time, wake up at a certain time, work out from this time to this time, go live from this time to this time, rinse, wash, repeat. I am sure you'll be able to find time in that schedule with that source of income to do other things as well. So,
yeah.
I don't know. There is drama there, and I get both sides of the spectrum, but at the end of the day, streaming is, in my point of view, it's a luxury job. It really is. It's a very cushion job. Like, yeah, you're not going to get benefits from streaming, depending if you're working for like a group or whatever, then you might get benefits. But if you're just a streamer and you make like, what, 211,000 a month, Doesn't matter at all. So I don't know. I think at least that's my point of view. You can disagree in the comments if you want, or you can agree in the comments. And same thing with Will's. I just think the moral of the story is, we just need to take better care of ourselves, as content creators, and recognize when we need to take breaks and when we need to kind of, take a step back from what it is that we're doing and, focus on ourselves. I think that's the big thing. And especially going back to Hasan, he's got a big year. With his brand of content, he's a political commentator.
I thought you said a big ear.
Yeah, he has a big ear too. No, he has a big year ahead of him. Him being here in the United States, us being from the United States, it's election year, so he's gonna be streaming a lot. And so I think if this is already happening now, take a break, dude. You need that break before you go into the eye of the storm there. At least for the next 4 months of what it'll be when that time comes. But I don't know, just be, viewers, just be more aware of what you're doing. Think before saying things, because it might come out in the way that it did with Hasan, and it just became a nightmare. And just take better care of yourself. If you're a content creator, just take better care of yourself. If you're not feeling like streaming, don't stream. Don't stream. Just don't. I used to stream when I hated, I was mad, and the stream was terrible, and I had lost viewers because of it. So, just don't do it. If you're not feeling well, just don't do it. Just relax.
Be happy.
Be happy. There it is. If you're not happy, that's a skill issue.
Don't worry. Be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Because every little thing's going to be all right.
But yeah, so I don't know. That's our 2 cents on the Twitch drama. Again, if you want to share your input in the comments, I greatly appreciate it. I'd love to hear what every one of you guys say.
Yeah, same.
I think at the end of the day, it's an opinion. It's an opinion. You don't have to agree. You don't have to, it's just take it at face value. If you agree, great. If you don't, that's fine as well. If you learn something from it, that's even better. Because I learned something with Will's point of view from it. So yeah, that's all the Twitch drama that's going on. That's the end of our segment for Twitch news. Moving on to the next thing. But actually, we are actually wrapping up on our time here for this episode of Content Overload. Believe it or not, dude, we have been. Wow. I feel like we're in the groove now. Like I have
late time.
Yeah, it's late time. I've noticed over the last, I think since episode 3 with Weege, I was like, okay, I think we're in the groove now. Like, I think we've kind of settled in. It's not awkward anymore. Like, we don't giggle. Like, we didn't giggle before we went
I wasn't
live today.
Nervous at all this time whenever we went live.
Yeah, I was chill.
I wasn't allowed to be nervous last time because we was there. I didn't want to embarrass myself.
No, I mean, I'm not as nervous anymore either. I'm starting to get more comfortable doing this now that we're wrapping up episode 4, and I'm excited to see what more episodes, like what we'll talk about in the coming episodes for season 1 of Content Overload. But before we wrap up this episode of Content Overload, there is one last thing I would like to talk about. So, if many of our viewers are from the United States, many of you know that March is here, which means that many Americans watch a program called March Madness. For those of you who don't know what March Madness is, it's a huge tournament with over, I think it was like 100 teams, 100 collegiate basketball teams. They compete for one prize, which is to be known as the national champion in college basketball. Huge tournament. It's one game, win or go home, and they play for basically the entire month of March. That's literally why it's called March Madness, because all these teams are playing basketball. I think in the beginning stages of the tournament, it's like, I think 8 games at once, like all at the same time. And you can literally sit there with multiple games on your TV at once, and you can watch them all. It's insane. So the reason why I'm bringing up March Madness, we're like, why the fuck are you bringing up March Madness? Like, it's content overload. We can talk about sports here. It's true. Like, we don't. But I wanted to have a little fun with it. Our next episode is going to be on, we're going to record it March 15th, but it'll release March 16th. Is when we're going to be having the next episode 5 of Content Overload, and I wanted to have a little fun with it. I wanted to do an entire episode dedicated to gaming, but I wanted to have a twist with a March Madness bracket. So what we're going to be doing in episode 5 of Content Overload is we're going to be doing a whole March Madness bracket of video games, and we are going to have a tournament style episode where we're going to talk about 2 games at a time, and we're going to share our insights with the video game and everything, and we're going to share our opinions about it, and we're going to select who we think is the best of the 2, and they're going to move on to the next stage, and we're going to do that all the way until we find the Content Overload 2024 champion of our March Madness bracket. We're going to do it, and I'm sure it's going to be great. There's going to be a lot of controversy around it. They're like, oh my god, these guys have terrible taste in video games. Oh, we don't care, dude. It's all for fun. We're here to have a good time. But I'm asking you, the reason why I'm bringing this up, I'm asking you, the viewers, to please participate in this. This is actually going to be something that all of you can do. And the first thing that you can do is go on down to the comment section and input your top 5 video games of all time. Because again, there are a lot of great video games that have come out throughout the years, but I want your top 5. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, Will's going to do this as well. We're going to go through the comments, and we're going to pull through some of the games that we're seeing double up. We're like, oh, okay, we're seeing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3. Oh, okay, we're seeing a lot of Mario 64 here. We're going to pull through all of those, and we're going to throw them into a list, and we're going to mix and match them, and we're going to put them into our official bracket, and we're going to see them duke it out and see who's going to be the winner. So if you would like to do that, I would greatly appreciate it. And ask your friends and share this episode so they can come in and go to the comment section. The more feedback that we get from you, the better pool that we're going to have for our selection when it comes selection time. So, yeah, I think that wraps up episode 4 of Content Overload. Yeah, super excited. I'm going to round of applause for that. Viewers at home are going to hear the clapping. Well, you can't hear it, but I can in my ears. So yeah, episode 4 is a wrap. Everyone, thank you so much for watching this episode of Content Overload. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Again, if you would like to see any of my streams, it's all linked in the link or the description below. And if you want to go check out Will's socials, Will hasn't been streaming still, but he does have a Twitter or X. He does have an X, so if you want to go follow him on socials, all of that is going to be linked in the description below. So if you want to go check us out, go ahead and do so. We would love to see you in chat. I think it would be amazing if I was streaming and then someone said, hey, I just came over from Content Overload. I'll be like, what? People watch that? Oh, no way, dude. That's sick. Welcome in. So you can go check out our stuff in the description below. And we will see you in 2 weeks' time for the next episode of Content Overload, where we just decide the champion of the Content Overload March Madness bracket. Until then, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and do all the things that all the other big YouTubers tell you to do. Just go ahead and do that. Will, thank you again for joining me as my co-host here on Content Overload. Oh yeah, dude.
You're welcome.
Oh, yeah, dude.
You're welcome.
Oh, yeah.
You're welcome. Obviously, it's an honor. It's an honor.
It's an honor, as always.
I'm
all
here
right.
every day, slaving away. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you have a great day or a great night wherever you are in the world. And remember to keep gaming and stay safe. And we'll see you in the next episode of Content Overload. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Bye.